I'm thankful and grateful. This is on the sevens with Pi Frisbee Metatron. I am Pi Frisbee Metatron. I am the hostess with the mostest, and it is good to be sitting in the chair I am sitting in today. How's everybody? How's everyone? Somebody open up, say hello, do something.
Very good. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. How you doing?
Absolutely. Good to see you again, honeybee. Good, good, good. I'm grateful and thankful for everybody who is on this call live and on the Zoom call portion or the Facebook portion or the portion that is on my radio station, and anyone who is watching this replay via Facebook or listening to the replay on the sevens or watching it on my YouTube channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone that is here. I'm going to just run right on into it. It's a beautiful thing when you get to sit and talk about the shit you love, and this is my wheelhouse. I can sit here and I can talk to y'all about numbers and stars and planets and aspects, and not run out of nothing or new content to talk about. So I'm thankful and grateful. This is Introduction into Master Self Numerology, August 26, 2021. Today, we are dealing with the number 4. Corresponding letters of the alphabet are D, M, and V. So we're dealing with the number 4. We've already talked about the number 1 being the initiator, the number 2 being the balance, the number 3 being the opportunist, and the number 4 is the builder. Think about it. If you got 4 of anything, it's a box. You got 4 sticks, you can make a box. The 4 is the builder. I want to give you a little insight into the 4 before we get into the keywords. The 4 personality, the 4 person, anyone with any strong 4 in a strong position, a 4 in a strong position, regardless of gender, is the king or queen of lists. Can I get somebody, one of them 4s on my thing? Just raise your hand. You don't have to say nothing. Just raise your hand. King or queen of lists. The 4. We are the builders, and the you bring form to everything that you do. You bring form to it. So let's get into some of the keywords of the 4. Concentration, application, form, and method. The 4 has tremendous powers of concentration, tremendous powers of application. The 4 is the company man. If you have a 4 anywhere prominent, and you happen to work for someone other than yourself, if you work for a corporation or a company, you the company man. Your ass is up in there before your shift starts. You're making coffee for people. You're staying late. You'll drop shit off at the post office after you done clocked out. You come in on Saturday. You don't care. You're the 4. Management. Most 4s, regardless of their educational background, end up in management situations, supervisory situations, and it's because of their capabilities. The 4 is the solid one. The 4 is, think about it like this. You have a myriad of folks in your families. Our families have we got 1s and 5s and all sorts. And if you don't know their information to be able to do a numerology chart on them, you could tell who the 4 is, because your aunts and uncles, you could have aunts and uncles and their lives is all chaotic and all of that, but you got that one aunt or that one uncle that got a house and everything's calm and got one car, and they take it to the 4 is the one that take this shit to the mechanic way before lights come on, and they do regular maintenance, and because the 4 is looking for stability. The 4 don't like being on the road, on the side of the road with a flat tire. The 4, you can't take the car being broken down. I mentioned that the 4 is the builder, construction. 4 is at its best when they're putting shit together, regardless if it's material like building a house or building a cabinet or putting the engine back together. If it's putting a team together or a concept together or an idea together, construction, the actual building of from the idea until its form, that's what the 4 is all about. 4 has a sense of value. The 4 it sits in between 2 wild odd numbers, the 3 and the 5. We haven't got to the 5 yet. We just covered the 3. So the 4 sits, just knowing this, after what we talked about the 3, if you come after the 3, yeah, you want some stability, you want some security, you want some peace and quiet. The 4 is about peace and quiet and tranquility, sereneness, bliss. That is something of the 4. The 4 can sense value in anything. You go to a 4's house, and if they have enough space, the 4 is the one that'll ride around the neighborhood and see shit that people threw away, and they'll take it back to the house and fix that shit back up. That's what the 4 is about. 4 is always about practicality. If it's not practical, it rubs them the wrong way. 4s are not the shopaholics of the numbers. The 4s are the spendthrifts. The 4s, boy, they get some money and they got their hands around it like this. Hey, it is difficult to get the money out of the hands of a 4. Very, very. You're not loaned. 4s are not the one to loan the money. No, they do not. No. They're scientific. 4s are scientific about everything they do. They look for the patterns. They look for repeat. What is repeating? They are very scientific. There's a seriousness and a determination with every 4 that you will come in contact with. They just don't have time to mess around. Their time is valuable to them, and they are such industrious folks that you can't just come and be frivolous and mess with their time. They really, really, really get rubbed the wrong way. Very serious and very determined. They have a real keen grasp of the relationship of facts. The 4 can put things together, from 4 or 5 from various different outlets and put them all together, and he or she can find, the 4 can find the relationship in all of the facts. The 4 can put a puzzle together. All the pieces scattered out, the 4 can bring all that shit together and make it one big picture. Sometimes the 4 can lack the determination because the 4 prefers slow and steady, methodical pace to all of their undertakings. And if the pace comes to a snail's crawl, or if it is one of those paces that the odd numbers like the 1, 3, 5, and 7, they love fast and moving around and bells and whistles and trucks coming here and going out that door. Yeah, the 4 is like, nah, the 4 will just stop. 4 will just shut down, just be like, I'm done. The 4 is the king and queen of nope, that's it. Sometimes the 4 can get extremely serious, extremely determined, being nice, borderline obsessive. 4s can get obsessive. They are keen to great detail. They can get caught up in the minutia of things because they are so keen about great details. The four observes and pays attention to everything, so they always see stuff that sometimes we don't even see. uh, uh, Fours are known for their contrariness and their stubbornness. Um, and contrariness and stubbornness not necessarily good or bad. It just is. It's just that they're very serious people. They don't like to be played with. They don't like to have their time played with. They don't have time for the silliness and the games of the three, and they just cannot understand how the five can just flutter around and just seem like the five just goes with wherever the wind blows. That's where the five is going. And the four look at the five and be like, dang, dog, why don't you just sit down? Uh, um, uh, the four is, since look at a fortress, look at it like a fortress or like your house. The four will stand up to opposition. The four is not necessarily the fighter per se. You know, they're not aggressive with their emotions and things like that. However, the four will stand up to opposition. And the four is they move at their own pace. Think of any Aquarian that you know they kind of dance to a different beat. Well, the four is unique is in that they move at their own pace, and 99% of it is slow. Four is not in a hurry for shit. Can't push them. If you push them, they'll just stop. They'll just stop right dead in their tracks. They are very exact. Like I said, they pay attention to every detail. They have great powers of recall and great powers of memory, and they remember every line of what you told them. Like the three, but the three is more cavalier and careless with it. The four is like the dictation machine, boy. They spit it out. I mean, exactly like you said it. The fours are argumentative because they like that steady pace, and they like to see progress for their effort. They like to start with like I said, they'll start with a puzzle, and the four won't pour it all out on the table like the three, the five, or the seven will. The three and the five will just pour all the shit on the table. Four won't do that. The four will open up the box and set the box top up so that they can see the picture. And then they'll look at the picture, they'll think about it, and then they'll start picking out pieces one by one, and they'll find where that piece fits in the picture and then lay it down. And then that's how they put things together. They know they instinctively know the right ways to do things and the most efficient ways to do things. And they really are so solid and so stable that they don't want you telling them shit. They don't want to be told what to do. They know what to do. I'm a four. They're like, dude, I'm the four. I'm the solid one. You know, the rest of y'all got y'all thing, but this is what I do. They have very, very, very strong and fixed opinions. Very fixed and very strong. Dug deep into deeply rooted. And it is virtually impossible to move them off of their stance. Virtually impossible. One of the delightful things about the four, and when I'm talking about the four, I'm talking about myself because I have a four in a major position. So this is all up in my wheelhouse too. The confusion that comes from sudden change. The four is the one that's like, whoa, what? Of all of the numbers, the four is the one that be like, nah, man, wait, tell me a year before you doing some changes, man. Don't just come in after the weekend and you don't change shit. Four get all discombobulated. The four is the one that forgets where they've parked in relation to the mall, and when they come outside and can't find their car within 20 seconds, the four get flustered. Yeah, want to call somebody, and they just sudden change. If the escalator was going up and down when you was at the mall when you first came in, and you come back and you got to walk the steps, if you can't go, the four is the king of the routine. If you can't drive the same way to and from work every day, some of us used to drive the same way to and from work, and if they're doing road work on the road that you normally go on, you get mad and you get confused, you don't know how to get home. The four is the king of the routine. They go 4 square blocks from where they live, and they very rarely do they venture out past that. Very, very rarely.
Hello, can I share something?
Absolutely.
Hi, how are you? This is Jolynn.
Hey, Jolynn.
You know, that reminds me. You know, I have a lot of conversations with males and in session, and then I had this other conversation with this guy, and actually he was a friend of mine, and he got married. They were together for a while. They went to the court, got married. They were happy. I left San Diego for a couple of months. I came back, and we're divorced. And I said, what the hell? What happened? He said, she changed. He said, I did not want anything. I wanted her the same. I wanted her to, be the same. He said, hell no. As soon as she started changing and she wanted this, and she's talking about this and that, they had a divorce. And I think that's a lot of reasons why there was a high divorce, because one of the partners changed.
I guarantee you.
Weird.
I guarantee you, there's some four action deep in that person's name.
I agree with you. I agree with you, because I was seeing this one guy, and I'm all over the place. I'm a writer, creative, and he couldn't handle that. But
Absolutely.
With the thing about it is, like, people turn negative when they cannot handle change or cannot handle. Everybody's not the same. So when you can accept that, that's the issue.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Jolynn. And lastly, foundation for accomplishment. The four is the one that stands back after the library has been built, and everybody has come and done their thing, but the four has been the chief architect or chief engineer. The four is the one that will drive by it on Sunday morning and look at it and feel a sense of pride, like you would if you're watching one of your kids play in a pro sport or something. The four is really, really, really driven by the sense of accomplishment, by starting with a box of bricks and ending up with a big ass building. That is what truly, truly, truly epitomizes the four person, the four personality, and any of us that have fours in major positions. Anybody already know their numbers and know they have a four in a major position and want to add anything to what I just said?
Yeah, my growth is a 4. My growth is a 4, and my life path is a 3, and my soul urge is a 5. And can't none of us get along with each other.
No, that is a deadly combination. And you have a 4 that's even stronger than all of those, Courtney, because Courtney adds up to a 40.
Yeah, and it's funny because I just recently, like, right as soon as we got on the call, or as soon as I got to the house, I pulled a card for myself, and the only card that popped out the deck was a 40. So that you mentioned that your numbers follow you, like, that has definitely been
absolutely. Your numbers follow you, and you follow your numbers. Yes. For the 4, it is the final product. And they will sacrifice and persevere and overcome all obstacles to get to that final product. That is the essence of the 4. The magical colors for the 4. I want you guys, if you got a pencil, we want you to write these down. These are the magical colors for the 4. Green, and what I mean by greens, I mean, you know, everywhere from candy apple green or that green apple green to olive to all of those greens in between, emerald, jade, aventurine, any shade of green amplifies the 4, and it puts you into your manifestation mode. It connects you with nature. Blue, any shade of blue, light blues, sky blues, indigo. I already said emerald. The softer shades of brown, coffee, coffee with a little creamer in it, tans, wheat, those colors, silver and maroon. If you're going out for a presentation, or you're going out to, if you're speaking, or if you're making a presentation, wear that silver, wear that maroon, wear that blue. If you're on a panel and it's a panel discussion about your passion project or your topic of expertise, wear that green, wear that emerald, wear that indigo. If you're out casually and you know, more into the interpersonal or just casual thing, wear the coffees, wear your tans, wear those colors. Though these are your power colors for the number 4. Anybody got anything on that? Can add on that? 4s, Courtney, what are some of the colors in your wardrobe?
I actually just got my nails painted like gray and silver.
I saw
So
that.
yeah, that's funny you said that. I have a lot of yellows and golds, a lot of brown, green.
Greens.
Mhm.
Yep. Get
Yeah,
you some
and
indigo, get you some emerald and some maroon. Maroon will really, really help you. It'll really,
okay.
really help you.
I need to find some indigos. That's actually that, like between indigo and purple. I've been looking for those colors a lot, but it's a bit hard to come across because I don't like nothing. But
All right. Anybody else? Any other 4 would like to chime in? Nope. All right. We're gonna run on to the spiritual code in the 4. The 4 is an extrovert number, and what we're going to find out, and what I want to tell everyone, is that most of the extrovert numbers, they don't want to, they really don't want to be dealing with all the people, man.
nope.
They really don't. However, because it's inherent in the number, it pushes them out so that they can overcome some of their exactness, overcome some of their seriousness, so they can lighten up a little bit. But the 4 is an extrovert number, but most 4s that I know don't want to be bothered with folks. They just they go to the potlucks and they go to the barbecues and they go to the family reunions, but they be the first ones ready to go. The 4s be like, bounce, let's go. Unless it's just really, really the close-knit family. Now that's another thing about the 4, and I'll get to that in a minute. But if it's just like a gathering, the 4s is like, nope, we're good. The spiritual code of the 4 brings form to matter, material, and vision. The 4 takes the idea from the 1. It takes the products and supplies that the 2 has gathered, and it takes what the 3 has created and puts it into form. makes it concrete, makes it a reality. The fours love to conform everything and everyone into some sort of structure. Four is the king and queen of compartmentalizing. They got a spot for everybody. Even if you don't think you belong in that spot, the four got a spot for you. And when you get out of the spot that the four has placed you in, the four gets ruffled. You could tell the difference between a gathering or an event or party that the four is in charge of versus the eight. The eight, how they run shit is they make sure everybody is got everything they need, got plenty of what they need, and then the eight goes around socializing. When the four is the hostess, the four never enjoys their own shit. Because, I got to get that plate. No, you can't sit that plate. Oh, no, you can't use them forks. The four. Everything got to be in this place. Everything got to be in this place. Again, the spiritual code of the four, they make everything real. Every creative idea from the three, like these chairs and whatever you sitting on, the four built the shit. The three thought of it and set it into motion, but it took a four to build it, to construct it. The four takes the creative vision of the three and makes it into form, into matter, material, or into the vision. The four patiently goes about solidifying plans and projects. Four is not inherently selfish, nor can they be called upon to do any type of work for selfish reasons. If the company is doing some selfish shenanigans, the four will protest for health. And if they don't change it, the four will quit. The four will not compromise their values just for the sake of a paycheck. The four is very careful. And they have precise and careful and almost like genius or expert attention to detail. I mean, if you think that you could pass counterfeit money, you have one that was almost exactly perfect, and you put it in front of the four will find the flaw in that shit. The four will find the flaw in anything quick. Very, very quick. They have careful or precise or like a laser beam type of and an expert type of attention to detail. They can continually recall exact facts. Exact. The four always views things from and this is part of the beauty of your spiritual code, fours, from a common sense stance, from a logic-based stance, not too much in frivolity or fantasy. The four's feet is on the ground, boom, boom, boom. And they're always looking at things through common sense lens or a logical lens. Another part of, and the last part of your spiritual code for the four is the fours just get shit done. The fours are the workers of the clan, of the numbers. The four is the worker bee. The four is the factory guy. The four is the one that's on the buses and trains and in the taxis and Ubers every morning and every afternoon. And the four is the one walking in and out of the building. The four is the one that go to work every day and come back and feel bad about taking a sick day and feel bad, can't go on vacation, bring the shit home with them. That's the four. That's what the four does. Four take on more responsibility and less pay. They don't care. They just, I can do it. Yep. I can do it. We all clear on the spiritual code of the four. Any comments about that? Nope. Oh, goody. All right. So we're going to go into what expands or the expansion of the four. Since the four is all about stability, security, building their house four square, so to speak. Four is always looking to the future and having enough provision for the future. The four needs not to be in a chaotic environment. The four loves systems and structure and order and law and civility and calm and bliss. The four does not respond well to unstable, chaotic, transitory, or any other type of temporary environment, situation, endeavor, anything like that.
That is so accurate.
What's that?
That is so accurate.
Yeah, the four, the four. If it's chaos, the four is looking for the exit, man. The four is like, I'm getting the hell up out of here.
Yeah, it boosts my anxiety to be around any type of chaos, whether it's people or there's like a physical chaos. Like when I was at work yesterday, they wouldn't clean the table. And it wasn't even my area, but I just walked over and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I couldn't function properly.
Mm-hmm. The four doesn't like mess, doesn't like clutter, doesn't like four. The four is not a hoarder. You will never see a four, hardly ever see a four on the hoarders, because four has to have big open space, a big open floor plan, big ass windows in their house, have to have natural light. The four expands well when they tap into their reserve and they become a little bit more emotional and imaginative. Most fours won't smile, won't frown, won't laugh, won't cry, and won't think outside of that structured four square box idea, whatever that idea is, whatever that concept is in their head. Therefore, that doesn't allow themselves, their imagination, to go past all of that. They're always about, nope, we got to stay right here, and I'm on my path and on my plan, and nope, slow and steady wins the race, and I'm methodical and all of that. However, the four expands when you become more emotional. You expand when you allow your practicality to get imaginative. That's the expansion. That's what happens when the four is expansive. When the four has to buckle to pressure, or if the four is forced or coerced into any illegal or immoral or unethical behavior, the four shuts down. Four, in order to expand, the four has to embrace and run towards honesty and forthrightness, being a man, woman of your word, always telling the truth, always being financially responsible. The four is the person that they find a bag of money fall out of armored car, they'll run up in front of the armored car and stop them, say, hey, you drop this. That's the four. Four won't pick up money off the floor hardly, as they know somebody else dropped it, because they want somebody to do that for them. The four wants in return what they naturally give to everyone, and the four very rarely receives back in the measure that they give, and the four expands when they are a steady and industrious worker. Too much idle time for the four is bad for them. If they have structure and a plan and you got a script and all that, you sit a four in a chair and you could leave them alone until the shift is over. You show the four how to do it once and give them a script and leave. And when you come back, all of that shit will be handled. All of it. The four needs to be in nature. The 4 needs to get their feet in the dirt, in the mud, in the water. And the 4 needs to always have something they are building, be it an idea, a concept, a puzzle. You're building a roll of fabric into a dress, building website, anything that you are constructing. 4 needs to always have a current construction project going. That keeps the 4 grounded and settled. We good with that? All right. Any questions? Any comments? Yes, Nisi Lou. Your hand is up. Yes, you could go, Nisi Lou. You have the floor if you have a question. Go ahead. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Type it in the chat box. Type it in the chat. Okay, type it in the chat, and I'll come back around to it. All right, we're gonna run on to life, work, and purpose for the 4. And again, because the key word for the 4 is the builder. The 4 is a natural mechanic, a natural builder, a natural constructor, a natural engineer, a natural
I think I got it.
put it together. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Nisi Lou.
Okay, I think because I was on the Zoom call and on this, my question is, I've never had my numbers done, but what you're explaining is me to a T.
Absolutely.
Like, to a T. I mean, down to just if I host something, I'm like, okay, everybody get out after a while. You know?
Yes.
And just structure. And I don't like mess. I don't like clutter. I don't like liars. I don't like none of that. Anything that's just disruptive, fanatic energy is like, ugh, it's a turn off. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I guarantee you there are at least 2 or 3 4s in prominent positions for you. Guaranteed. If this is all up in your wheelhouse, like it's all up in mine, then I guarantee you got some 4s in prominent positions. What I want you to do.
Okay, so I could have other numbers as well.
Oh, yes, yes. What I want you
Okay.
to do is at the end, I'll get your information and we'll take it from there. But yeah, we have plenty of numbers. We have a bunch of numbers, but some of our numbers are more prominent than others. Your first name, middle name, last name, your soul's journey, your soul urges, and your soul energy, personality,
Okay.
the year you're born, the day you're born. So we have a few important numbers, but I guarantee somewhere in first name, middle name, last name, or soul's journey, soul's urge, or soul's energy, there's 4 somewhere. I
Awesome.
guarantee.
Thank you. And let's
But
please.
At the end, I'll give you. At the end, I'll let you know how you can get that information to me, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, thank you.
I have
You're
a
welcome.
question.
Yes.
So with the growth number, is the growth number like more influential than your life path number? Because like with the 4, I'm noticing more and more of that 4 coming out. So I'm like, I even remember before I left, you was like, I have to start learning how to deal with people. And I'm like, I don't want to. I don't like people.
Right.
But
Right.
the 3, this my life path is like, love people, but I don't
Well,
like.
well, look at it like this. The 3, your life path, what I call the soul's journey, that is the journey that you take. The growth number is how you're going to get there. So yeah, that growth number is much more important, because you're going to by cosmic default, you're going to live out that 3 journey. You're going to have that 3's journey. Your journey is your journey. So you're by default, you're going to do it. But how you do it is by that growth number. And if you have a 4, it's going to be slow and steady and methodical, and you have no shortcuts. And yep. And
Right.
well, nope, this didn't work out. Start over from the beginning. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely. So the 4 is a natural mechanic, natural builder, constructor, assembly, anything of those natures. Life works or your purpose work, any and all types of engineering and manufacturing. I'm talking about from the most mundane of things all the way to the most complex and fine-tuned things. Any and all types of engineering / manufacturing is great life's work or purpose work for the 4. Any production work, and I'm talking about meal production like fabric and clothing and furniture, or working with the public utilities, or working for like conservation, like like for the park rangers, things like that. Any type of work like that, any type of production work, any type of where you could see it start from nothing, and then you have something spit out the other end. That is perfect work for the 4. You take pleasure in seeing the wood and the nails and the leather and all that back here at the front, and then you go down to the end of the line and it's a chair. You take pride in that. Any type of work that has anything that'll allow you to use your scientific mind, especially if it's related to natural law and order. The 4s have a natural scientific mind. And if they can get into anything that is dealing with natural law and dealing with the natural order of things, the 4 is very, very, very adept at that. Excuse me. Research, discovery, investigation, private investigator, auditor, research analyst, research assistant, any of those things, archaeologist, any of those things, chemist, biology, any of those things like that, anything digging into the hidden relationships of material and form, any of those things that unlock that scientific mind are very, 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 very strong and great life work and purpose work for the 4. Any of the earth sciences, geology, biology, archaeology, any type of work in nature, the 4 loves it. Even if you just a landscaper, you cutting grass, you trimming bushes, 4 loves it. They absolutely, and you expand when you're out there in nature and out there working in one of the earth sciences. You truly expand. Anything out in nature or all lines of construction. I'm talking from constructing a popsicle stick house all the way up to building the house that I'm living in, or building the structure that you're in, or building the buildings that you come and go out of. Any building roads and building skyscrapers, building cell towers, anything that has to do with, you get to put something together that came in a box. It's a box of something, and you get to put it up together and erect it. The 4, that's the life work of the 4. Putting things together, making what was a thought into something concrete is life work for the 4. Legal, financial, or banking matters, especially related to contracts, agreements, mortgages, buying and selling. And the 4 is a natural appraiser. The 4 has a keen eye for value and can judge the value of shit. I'm telling you, the 4 is the one that ride around in town, and when people throw shit away in their front yard, the 4 is the one that will go get a truck and come pick it up and take it back to their place, their garage, their workshop, and then they'll fix it up. And then you'll come over, they'll take some shit you threw away. You'll come over and be like, man, this is a badass couch. You'd be like, thanks, because I got it from you. 4 will take it and fix it up. You won't even know. Make it look brand new. Make it better. Reinforce it. Make it better than how it was when you bought it originally. King and queen of appraisal. They can see value in some shit that somebody else threw away. They can see the value in it.
Yep.
And the 4, anything that has to do with pomp and circumstance and ceremony and protocol of like pageants and seminars and awards banquets and award shows, and just think about it. The Grammys, the 4 there's a bunch of 4s that work on the Grammys. A bunch pageants, beauty pageants, and all official events like graduations and bar mitzvahs and weddings and all funerals. I mean, anything that has pomp and circumstance and ceremony. Church, 4s love the pomp and circumstance and ceremony of the church. It's hard to get to them into that soul level because they got that all protected, but the pomp and the ceremony and the marching around and the officiality of the communion and all that, that's all up in the 4's wheelhouse. So anything that has to do with protocols of events or pageants, event planning, all of that, order of service or how you'll have an event and the MC will get an order of what's to do, the 4 and put all that together. That is something, arranging a program to go from A to Z and have contingency plans and all that. That's what the 4 is, life work, and it's their purpose work. Any questions? Nope. All right, we're going to end on the interpersonal. The 4s are the salt of the earth. They are just plain old solid people. Although there are outlandish and outrageous and over the top people in every number and every sign and every card. For the most part, the 4s are just solid. They don't need a bunch of fanfare. They don't need, all the bells and whistles and lights and all of that. They really like the simple pleasures, something nice and easy and simple and understated. Don't make a big deal about it. It's no big deal. That's the 4. They just solid people. They're dependable and straightforward. You can depend on the 4, even when the 4 don't want to even fuck with you. If you call them, the 4 be like, yeah, I'll be there. If the 4 tell you to be there in 10 minutes, guess what? They'll be there in 10 minutes.
On point.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. If they tell you, if the 4 tell you they're gonna pick you up at 5 o'clock, guess what? At 5 o'clock, they ask gonna be there.
No, we're not. We there at 4:50.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
4:55.
Absolutely.
Don't be late. Don't be late.
Absolutely.
I hate being late. Oh my God.
Absolutely. And the 4 is straightforward. What you see is what you get. Like I said, they don't get caught up in the fantasy. They really don't get caught up in what other folks look like and what other fashions are and what other trends are. The 4 is like, hey, this is me. They like
Facts.
comfortable, casual.
I'm gonna come dressed just like I'm comfortable, and it's
Absolutely.
like take it or leave it.
Absolutely.
I am what I am.
Absolutely. You can tell the folks at the dinner party who are the 4s, the ones with the suit and ties on, because they always fucking with their tie and can't sit down, and the tie might be off center because they just don't even really want to even have it on. They be the first ones to take off the tie and roll their sleeves up or take their jacket off or something.
See,
That's
I
the
know
4.
for me, I bounce back. I'm a 4 sometimes, but there's a whole part of me that that part right there. No, I'm keeping on that suit, and then it's gonna be tied up because you're gonna see my worth. How damn it, you gonna respect me.
That's them 8s, Des. Those are them 8s.
That's what I was saying. It has to be different aspects because I'm a 4. I think most 4, but there's other aspects, and I
Yeah, there's
know
other
that you know.
aspects. There's other aspects, and again, when I get further on in these lessons, when I get to your personality, to our personality number overrides a whole lot of things that some main numbers will do, because the personality is what is the version of us that we allow the world to see and get to know. So the personality number has a little bit of influence on us, even if you are an odd number or even number or whatever. If you have some fixed opinion, that personality number will soften you if you're too hard, or harden you if you're too soft. You just got to know what it is and then tap into it. But there are because we have, like I said, we have all of the signs and planets in our zodiac chart. We got all the numbers, or some form of all of those numbers in our numerology chart as well. So we're going to have characteristics of each of these numbers that I break down. However, the numbers that are in our prominent positions, this is you. Yeah, I got a 4. My last name is a 4. This is all up in through me. I didn't even have to do much. I didn't have to do much to get this show note together, because I just talk about myself mostly. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so
Go ahead.
I just said I can't wait to find out, because I'm very intrigued to know, my makeup.
Absolutely. We will definitely get you that information. Like I said before, 4s are fundamentally serious. I mean, it's not an act by the 4. They are, I mean, at the soul core level, they some serious brothers and sisters. 4s are serious people, because 4s come here to get on with the work. 4s are the worker bees. They're like, we don't have time for all these shenanigans, man. Let's just get on with the work. So they are ultimately serious. Yes, honeybee.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was saying that's funny you said that, because I was talking to someone the other day, and we were talking about his health, because he was like, yeah, I was just diagnosed with diabetes and blah blah blah. And I started telling him, I'm like, read this book. This is a good documentary to watch. You want to do this, drink this, do that, do your cardio, go for 20 minutes, drink a lot of water, do this, do that. And he started joking, and I just kind of looked at him, and I was like, no. And he's like, I'm joking. Calm down. You're too serious. And I'm like, no, I don't play about that. Like,
Right.
find something else to joke about. Like that. This is serious right now. So
Absolutely.
I get that from a lot of people a lot of times, that I'm too serious about certain things.
Absolutely. No, it's not certain things. 4s are serious about everything. Everything. It ain't just
I had that
certain
same
things.
conversation with my son last week. He's a Cancer, but he was like, Mom, you too serious. I'm joking. I was like, you know what? I've been your mama for 50 years.
Yeah.
Your entire life. You haven't figured out you can't joke with me yet?
Right.
Like,
oh, yeah.
He said, I figured you'll lighten up. I said, I figured you'll stop. So I guess we both figured some stuff.
Yeah, the 4 is not the brunt of the joke. No, sirree. The 4 also loves their family. Whoever, and that is blood family, and whoever they have enveloped into the family. If a 4 has brought you into the family, you good. You is good.
Until you show us otherwise.
Right, exactly.
That part.
But as long as you on the good side of the 4, oh yeah, you good. You good. You really, really good. And again, like I said, even in the 4's extravagance, they really, really only like the simple shit. They don't go for all of the hoopla and all of that. The 4 is the one that will get the car with no extras, no rims, no stereo. They take a regular AM radio. That's a powerful 4. The powerful 4. They don't want no frills. They'll just take whatever it is, whatever's the standard version. I'll take that. And they can be very, very, very content with that. 4s, they have very strong opinions, and they don't like being contradicted. They don't. The 4 is like, what? Yeah, you you want to rear up, contradict, or tell them they lying, or tell them something like that. Yeah, the 4 is ready to bounce with you. The 4 has a strong need for security, and it thrives in a stable environment. Like Joe Lynn was saying earlier, I bet you that brother was a 4, because as soon as he married homegirl and brought her into his house, and she started getting chaotic with all of her requests and all that, he was like, "Nah, sister girl, you got to go." The 4 does not like any type of chaos, any type of drama, any type of roughness. They need a soft, sensual, quiet, serene environment. Anything other than that, and the 4 is looking for the door to go. 4 is the first one to run. First one, sign of trouble. 4 is out of there. Because the 4 is all about self-preservation and about security. Now, once the 4 get outside, you'll call the cops and say, "Yeah, they shooting in there." "Where are you at, ma'am?" "I'm outside."
Now we in our car leaving.
Yeah, the 4 is the one that's always the one that's calling or taping somebody. 4 ain't the one in the mix of that shit. They get away from trouble. They can sense it. 4 can sense it, and you just instinctively just stay away from it. I did mention already that the 4 loves to plan, work, look forward, and wait for the results. The 4 loves to wait. They like to see the 4 will stand there and watch you build a brick wall, and they'll actually watch you put brick by brick, and they'll be amazed at how you can do that. They're amazed at the putting together of a puzzle, one piece at a time. It just amazes them, and they have patience galore. The 4 can wait. They can wait you out. The 4 is the king of waiting you out, or the queen of waiting you out. They're just slow, steady, methodical, and they determined. If the 4 is walking somewhere and the road is flooded, the 4 will just stop and wait for the water to recede. The 3 will be like, "Oh man, let me see if I can jump over there." The 2 will be like, "Oh, let me get a piece of wood." The 1 will attempt to run through it. The 5 will just get some skis and start skiing on it. The 4 will sit there and wait.
What the 8's doing? I'm looking for what the 8's doing.
Oh, the 8 is bossing everybody around, talking about, "You get this, you get that, you put that down there, and then we go all." And then the 9 is like, "Dude, y'all chill. Water's gonna dry." The 7 is sitting there analyzing shit, talking about, now the water is 8 feet wide, and the 6 just want to serve. 6 is gonna be there to make sure everybody get across. Yeah. The 4 is confused by any sudden change. Any type of sudden change, the 4 just like, it's like, I made an example the other day. You got an old ass computer, and it's running Windows 7, and you hit that update button, and all of a sudden Windows 10 uploads into your computer. If that was a 4, the 4 would be like, oh shit, the 4 does not like a sudden change. 4 is like, ease me in. 4 is the one that 2 years is like, I'm gonna divorce you in 2 years, not 2 weeks. Yeah, the 4 is like, hey, 2 years from now, we're gonna do this. The 4 loves to take their time, to be slow and methodical, and to not be pressured. The 4 don't respond good under pressure. The 4 needs to be able to see clearly. Not, you can't have shit shooting at the 4. The 4 is like, no. The 4, a 4 person, a 4 personality, 4 soul's journey, or 4 energy. 4 people are normally responsible for family, older family. 4s, you young ladies who are 4s and have strong 4 energy. When y'all was a little girl, y'all was taking care of the babies. You're taking care of your sisters, taking care of nieces. 4s are the ones that are responsible for the in-laws. You get with somebody, one of you ladies get with a dude, and the first thing you want to do, "Hey, do you talk to your mom and dad?" That's the first thing y'all want to know. And if not, or hey, if they're estranged from their kids. Hey, when last time you talked to your kids? And I don't talk to them. And the 4 is going to go to work and got a plan and going to methodically get you to where you're reunited with your kids. The 4 is really, you got a responsibility for that. You got a calling for that. It follows you 4s around. And it follows you throughout your lifetime. Yes. Somebody had something?
No, I just agree with you because I'm like, oh my God, that was me when I was married.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then lastly, I'm going to finish up with this. The 4s don't like to be rushed.
No.
Period.
No.
So if
No.
if you want the 4 to show up, just tell them what time and leave their ass alone. Don't be calling them. Don't call a 4. You said you need to be picked up at 3:30. It's 2:50. And you call back, say, oh no, I'm ready to go now. The 4 is not going to get there any faster.
I'm probably going to change my mind.
That part.
The 4 is going to be like, well, all right, dog, I'll be there at 3:30 like I told you. The 4 don't like to be rushed. They don't like to be pushed. They don't like to be prodded. They move at their own pace, and they're going to look at you when you rush them and push them and prod them, and they're going to look at you and they'll be like, hey, don't you know what I do? You know, I always get shit done right on time. Quit pushing me.
Exactly. And the thing about it is most times, like every single day I've had to go to work, I've shown up at least 30 minutes early because I'm like, I have to calculate the traffic. And I never can determine, like with this dang on Houston traffic, we don't know if it's going to be an accident or 12. We don't know what's going to happen. So I'm like, I always show up early. And then I walk into the building 15 minutes early. I know they be looking at me like, why this girl always so dang on early for work? Her shift ain't for another hour. She's sitting in the parking lot. Like, what is she doing? So like, if we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. But the moment she tried to rush us or make us do something, like we don't want to do it no more. But
Just
at the
actually
same
had
time,
this
like,
conversation. I just actually had this conversation with my son today. He was supposed to be at work at 2:30. It was 1:45. I'm like, why are you not gone yet? He's like, Mom, it's not till 2:30. I'm like, you don't know what the traffic's like. We live north. You have to go in town. You need to get there, get you something to eat, relax your body, get your mind right, so you can start your shift on time. He's like, oh my God.
You know, people used to get mad and be like, you Leos. And I'm like, that's not a Leo thing. It's not a Leo thing. It's a personal thing, but it's not a Leo thing. And they'll blame everything on astrology when it has zero to do with astrology. It has everything to do with your numerology, where
with your numerology and your personal thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, I used to always tell folks out there like, oh yeah, I'm this, so I'm only compatible with this sign. And I would tell people, do you know that you're much more than your sun sign? Do you know you got a moon sign and do you know that you got all of that shit in your chart? Yeah. Do you know? I mean, come on. So yeah, there are, we need to normalize opening up these sciences for how they were intended, not as some sort of sideshow novelty, but really for the self-mastery and the self-discovery tools that they are. If more people knew this stuff that we're talking about on these shows, then the world would be a better place just by default.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just by default. So anybody else got anything they would like to add before we shut it down?
Everybody have an amazing weekend. Yay!
So Nisha, look, I responded to you in the chat. Did you get the chat that has my email address in it? I want you to just send me an email.
I did. I just sent you an email. It's going to come from KD1128.
All right. And then when I get it, I'll respond to it and let you know all of the information that I need, and then I'll go
Okay.
to work on your numbers for
I
you.
definitely know my sun, moon, rising, and Venus. I know that.
Okay.
But you know, as far as numerology,
Ha-
this is an
have you-
introduction.
Have
Yeah.
you had your sidereal chart ran?
Not my sidereal chart, but natal, yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, you know, the sidereal is your soul, so I would be interested to
Ooh.
see what that says too.
Me
It's
too.
very on point. Just remain open-minded because your
Just
whole life
remain
will
open-minded.
change.
It may
Listen, you
have
know
a
I'm
different.
Courtney. You know I'm open. You know I just met Courtney today, and
All
it
right.
feels like I'm sorry, honeybee.
It's
My bad.
okay.
I
It's
just
okay.
met her today, and I just connected. You
Absolutely.
know, I was
Absolutely.
like, it was crazy because it was one lady in because I'm starting my dread journey, and it was one sister that was in there in the store, and the gentleman introduced me to her, but then honeybee came in, and I was like, I want her to do my hair. I don't want this
All
other one to touch me because everything is energy, right?
Yes,
And
it
I
is.
felt her, and I was like, no, everybody can't touch my head,
That's
my
right. Protect
ori.
your
You
energy.
can't. You gotta protect it, you know.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
That's right.
you
gotta
guys
guard
have a
your energy.
beautiful weekend as well, but you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone have a great time. Like I said, this has been on the sevens with Pfeiffer's Beat Metatron, where we come to awaken, ascend, and expand. We are going through the 88 steps to your mastered self. And somewhere along your soul's journey, if you keep coming back, your mastered self awaits you. I am thankful and grateful for everyone. I want to leave everyone with this. What we set into motion with our mouth shall come back and greet us in material and form. I love you guys all. Goodbye for now.
Love you all.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.